Hi guys, Greg at G.H.Guitars. Second video of George Harrison's song What Is Life. In the first video I've covered the single note parts. In this video we'll run through the rough guide to the rough guide of the chords. There's quite a lot going on in the song. The production is there's a lot in the production. There's lots of brass parts, layered guitar parts, you name it, harmony vocals, the whole lot. Okay, so what we'll start off with at the beginning of the song, we've got the riff coming in, then the bass guitar comes in. I think I came in a little bit too early. And on the third time through, the rhythm guitar part comes in. The rhythm guitar part is as follows over the intro. Here's what we've got. We've got that there, which is a D-shaped chord. It's a D-shaped chord up on fret 5, fret 4 and fret 5. So that makes it an E major. We've got an E major, we've got a B, and we've got an A. And then we've got another quick change then from A back to a B. So the timing for it would be I'm going to keep the strumming parts fairly simple because there's some pretty frantic stuff going on in the song itself. So I'm going to keep these parts, it's only a play along. So these are the chords you need in order to play along to the song. You can add your own strumming parts in as to whatever sort of works for you, okay? But we've got E, what I'm doing it as well, I'm sort of avoiding playing bar chords as well. I'm also avoiding playing open chords, and we could go, there's an E open, there's your B chord, there's your A major, and so on. That would work as well. I'll show you one other way of doing it as well. And the other way of doing it, if we talk in E, B and A, then hope you can see this. Let me just move the guitar over a little bit. Okay, here we go. We'll go E. There's an E major bar chord there up on fret 7, fret 9, fret 9, fret 9. If the bar chord causes problems, they're not always the easiest things to play. Let's strip it down. We can go a little bit awkward to fit all 3 fingers in there, but it is doable. I'll tell you what I've got. I've got the D string on fret number 9, I've got the G on fret number 9, I've got the B string on fret number 9. It looks like I'm hitting more strings than I'm actually holding down, and I am actually. My first finger is muting off the A string, and my third finger is muting off the top E string. So I can get away with a kind of a looser strum, if you like, and I'm still managing to just hit the notes I need. So the chord that follows that would be a B chord, and here's how to do a B chord in the area that you're at. See if you're jumping around too much. We can go D string fret number 9, we can go G on fret number 8, and we can go B string. So it's the same three strings as we played for the E chord. Same 3 strings again. Okay, so we got the D string fret number 9, we got the G on fret number 8, B string on fret number 7. And what I'm trying hard to do right here is I'm trying to mute off the top E string. Creates a really nice chord. I don't know, without working it out, I don't know what that chord is. But we've got a B chord right there, and if we take this shape and we move this shape down by 2 frets, so you end up on frets number 7, 6 and 5. We can actually hit the open top E string with that. You can even hit the open A string with that as well. So that chord right there works out as being an A major chord. You can expand on that chord if you wanted to head off in a direction of playing a bar chord. Finger 3 would move up and cover the A string on fret number 7. Your little finger, your last finger, comes in and covers the D string on fret number 7. Then what I would do next is take my first finger, and my first finger then would cover every single string from fret 5 all the way across to the top strings. Put everything else back in place, and we end up with an A major bar chord. Again, sometimes not always the easiest thing to do. It does take a little bit of strength to do that, especially on an acoustic guitar. But there it is. Let me go through that process again. So we had the E, which is here, triad, 3-note chord, D string fret 9, G fret 9, B string fret 9. We're going to flip these fingers, and we're going to go third finger on the D string fret number 9, second finger on the G on fret number 8, first finger on the B string fret number 7. We must avoid the A string and the top E string. So it's a little bit of a trickier chord to get at. We take this shape, we drop it down by 2 frets, and that gives us the A chord. Again, it's a triad, it's a 3-note chord. You can expand on it either side, add the open A string, add the open E string. But what we're actually aiming for is I'm sure if we did a bit of digging into the song, that could well be capoed off. There could be a capo sort of around about sort of fret 3 or fret 4, and there's maybe some open chord shapes being played there. The option I'm going to choose is this one here, what I started off with, which was that D shape, a D shape chord, a triad 3-note chord there on fret 4, 5, and back on fret 4 on the top E string. A B triad, fret 4, D string fret 4, G fret 4, B string fret 4, and dropping down to an A. Now at 21 seconds into the song, we've got this change in which I covered in the other video, which goes. We'll leave some of that out. What we'll do is we'll go D and then 3 B chords. So if I play this section through, I can show you where that happens. Guitar and bass, rhythm guitar comes in. And then we're into the next section of the song. Okay, so the next section of the song comes in at, the verse itself comes in at 25 seconds. And here's the chords we're going to have for the verse. We're going to have 2 bars of E. I've sort of deliberately turned down a little bit. I don't want to overpower myself against the backing track, the song playing off the YouTube version. So in this verse. So what have we got going on? We've got E, 2 bars, played as crotchets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2 bars. 2 bars of B, played as crotchets. We got a C sharp major chord. So what we do with it to get a C sharp major chord, we shift this B shape up by 2 frets, so it ends up on fret 6, 6 and 6 and 6. Okay, so we do the 2 bars of E. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2 bars of B. Bar of C sharp. Okay, we'll give you I'll give you another alternative way of playing that in a moment. The next chord you have is an F sharp minor chord. Okay, it sounds a bit complicated, especially in this part of the neck. It's an F sharp minor triad. What we do is we have the D minor shape. So you'd normally find a D minor all the way down here, all the way down on fret 1, 2 and 3. So what we've done is we've gone D minor. Let's move it up by 2 frets. D minor becomes E minor. Move it up by 1 more fret. Okay, you get an F minor chord right there, and 1 more fret further up, F sharp minor. We get 1 bar of that. So the change from C sharp minor to F sharp minor is this. We go. If you notice as well, I'm sort of cutting those crotchets fairly short. I'm not letting them bleed over. So I'm bouncing on the strings. I'm going pressure on, pressure off. Okay. If that change there's a little bit unfamiliar, there's your C sharp minor chord. Okay, finger number 2 stays put. Finger number 2 stays what it is. Finger number 3 comes up by just 1 fret, up to fret number 7. Finger number 1 drops down onto the very last string, all the way down on fret number 5. Okay, next chord shape we have. The next chord we need is a G. I'm going to play the G again as a triad. So this is the same shape as what we started off with. We started off with an E major triad right here. If we move that chord up, we get E major. 1 fret further on, F major. We just looked at the F sharp minor chord. This one's an F sharp major. There's the minor one. And if we come up by 1 more fret, we get to where we want to be. We get to the G. And the last chord in the bar would be a D major triad. So okay, how are we playing a D major triad? We've got the top E string on fret number 5. We got the B on fret number 7. We've got the G on fret number 7. So let's run through those chord shapes. We have E. We've got B. 2 bars. C sharp major. F sharp minor. G. D. So if I back the song, if I take the track back to just before 25 seconds, I can play through those changes for you. Okay, so what we had there then was the verse back into the intro. The intro also serves as a chorus. So okay, if we struggling to find some of these minor triads up the top end of the neck, so midway up the neck rather. Sorry. So let's go. We'll stick to this E major chord. We'll stick with that. We'll stick with the B. So let's maybe find someplace else to play the C sharp major chord. Well, the other place we can play a C sharp major is, if we're careful, we can do it right down here. So I'm sure most of you will be familiar with a D major chord. If we take the D major chord, take it down by 1 fret, take it down towards the nut, down towards the headstock by one fret. Don't play the open D string. We don't want the open D string in it. It'll sound really bad. So it's right there. There's another way of doing a C sharp chord. So we can go E, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There's your B chord. We can go C sharp. Okay, F sharp minor. F sharp minor. How can we do an F sharp minor? Well, we come up by 1 fret. That gives you a D chord. And if we just alter that by 1 note, and here's the note. It's all to do with this this B string on fret number 3. If we drop this note back down to fret number 2, okay, we can't do that. It's way too much of a stretch. But we can do this, or we can do this. Same 3 notes, whichever way you look at it. Just different fingers. So here's your C sharp major chord, and the change comes in here. There's your F sharp minor. So you go F sharp minor there. Okay, that is a substitute for this one right here. But here we go. There it is. How we do the change. Okay, so slowly. Finger 1 comes up to the G string on fret number 2. We've got the B string on fret number 2, with the top E string on fret number 2. Okay, from there we got a G major chord. I'm just going to go for a G power chord. So what that means is I've got the open G, open D string, open G, B string on fret number 3, top E string on fret number 3. And finishing it off with that D major chord right there. So using these alternative shapes, then we would have slowly 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2 bars, B, C sharp, F sharp, G, D. So if we take it back again, we could do an alternative take using those chords. So let me take the song back to just before 25 seconds, and I can play through them using those alternative chords right there. Okay, we get 1 minute and 10 seconds in the song. The lyrics are by my side, and the chord changes would be D, D, 2 D chords. And here's what I would do. If we're talking about simplifying, check what's happening in the other video. There's other parts to this as well. I said there's overlaid parts, multi-track guitar parts. But let's do this. Let's go D, D. Let's do a D note. We'll do a C sharp note, which you'll find on the A string on fret number 4. And then we've got a B chord, which we talked about earlier on. Just for the record, we've got the D string fret number 4, G on fret number 4, B on fret number 4. So at 1 minute 10 seconds, and I will back this up so you can see what it happens. We go D, D, D string, C sharp. One more time slowly. D, D, D string. So let's just back that up and let's see where we go from there. Okay, just to make sure we know what's going on. At 1 minute and 58 seconds, at the ending that we talked about a moment ago happens again. We've got the D string, C sharp note, and the B chord, okay? D string, C sharp, B. I can back it up a little bit. We come in just before 1 minute and 58 seconds, and you can see what's happening there. Okay, we've got the lead guitar part coming in right in the middle. There's another ending to this. It sounds complicated, it's not really. Okay, we've got the first ending, and we talk about 1 minute and 58 seconds. Find it in the song, The D note, C sharp, B chord, back into the chorus, nice and easy. Then at 2 minutes 16 seconds, we've got the D, C sharp, B, D, C sharp, B, D chord, we know what that is. The C sharp note, we've talked about the C sharp note. A string, fret number 4, just in case, and then 3 B chords. So let's back it up to just before 2 minutes and 16 seconds, and you can see how this second ending comes in. It's the ending just before the lead guitar part comes back in. So that immediately we'd have but let's back it up so you can see what's happening. B, C sharp, F sharp minor, G, D, E, B, C sharp, F sharp minor, G, E, B, A. Okay, I've kind of got caught up a little bit there. Again, 3 minutes 29 seconds. 3 minutes 29 seconds. We've got one of these. Let's sort of call it a false ending, an alternative ending. D note, C sharp, B, D note, C sharp, B. Just back it up a little bit so you can hear it. little bit rough and ready, but hopefully that'll kind of get you, point you in the right direction as to some of the chord parts. There's some very, very interesting melody parts as well. I'll put that in a third video. There's some very, very, very clever stuff. I mentioned at the start, George Harrison, extremely clever guitar player. Whether it was intentional or what, I maybe we'll never know. But there's some very, very, very clever melody things happening over the chord sequences. He sort of weaves in and out of a few different keys as well. I worked it all out, so I'll do that in a third video. But hey, for now, hope that sort of points you in the right direction for some of the chords for What Is Life by George Harrison. Greg at G.H.Guitars. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you very soon. Thank you very much.